people again. Jordan Anderson again. This is Dan Brindleson, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll let him explain who he is here at Alton.
Yeah, I'm the technology coordinator here for the Alton School District.
Awesome. Thank you so much for helping me out with this.
You're welcome.
So what are the benefits for a school thinking to go one-to-one? I have a lot of people in my program who are in the process of going one-to-one or have just recently done it.
Sure. We find one of the biggest benefits of going one-to-one is every student has the technology. Now you kind of bridge the gap between the low-income population and then those who could have maybe afford that technology at home. So what we see happening a lot of times is now everybody's on the same playing field and they have access to the same information and the same education essentially. That's one of the biggest benefits. It's probably the biggest benefit, I would say. It also does help to standardize the teaching across the board.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody's using the same device, the teacher only has to know how to manipulate that one device, or how to teach things for that one device. So that certainly helps as well. So it helps the teachers, it helps the students. On our side, on the technical side, it's a lot easier to manage those devices if everybody has the same device and everybody. It makes it easier for us as well.
Awesome. How do you envision teachers using technology in like their daily classroom life?
Sure. I think it's fun. You would probably think I would say, just all tech all the time, but I do believe there's a balance. I think traditional teaching and the teacher is still going to be driving the educational process. I believe the technology, the tools, the Chromebook, the laptop, whatever it is going to just enhance. It's a tool to help with the education. It kind of is going to be taking place of textbooks, really.
Yeah.
It's a portal to the internet, it's information, but it's not going to replace the teacher.
Yeah, I think the first year we did that, I heard a lot of people say things like they're trying to replace us. I'm like, no, this is like their notebook and their textbook now.
Yeah.
Like this is what they're going to use to do their learning while we're helping, be the catalyst for that learning. And so I think that was a big shift for a lot of people.
Sure, and it takes a really good teacher to utilize that tool to its full potential. Yeah. And without it, you just got a bunch of kids running around with devices.
Yeah.
So it definitely takes a level of, like I said, professional development and training the teachers on how to get the most out of this tool.
Yeah. Awesome. What is the biggest problem facing school districts trying to implement a one-to-one program?
Finances.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. And I've seen just about every different model you can think of different schools trying to bring these things in. It is a big investment up front. And obviously everything from communities taking pledges and donations and companies sponsoring these things to, just finding room in the budget or, eliminating paper, eliminating printers and copiers and some of that. And then, so that's one of the biggest troubles, the biggest obstacles people are going to have to get over and to get those into the building. And then once you do have them, it is a level of training and IT staff really, because now you in a lot of cases, you triple, if not quadruple, the number of devices.
Yeah.
So then you also have to set up your infrastructure, your wireless infrastructure, your network to be able to handle that many devices and all the network traffic and the internet access.
Yeah. I can't even imagine because I know, I can't even imagine because I know you must get some not nice emails and that's not fair.
No, people are pretty good about it.
Oh, good.
People are pretty understanding.
Good.
But yeah, it's one of those things.
We did go from, we have 6,000 kids in the district. We did go from, just teachers having devices to 6,000 plus.
Yeah.
And so that had to have been crazy.
Yeah, and fortunately our district's been really good about recognizing that. And I think there's good studies and good statistics out there that say if you have this many devices, you need this many tech people to help maintain them.
Good.
There's a lot of good tools out there and research available that helps us do our jobs in managing them too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So of all the technology hot ideas out there today, like paperless classroom, flipped classroom, online learning, what's the most appealing to you as a director of technology?
Well, obviously I like seeing the technology used in the classroom. I really like, I love the paperless stuff. I think if we can eliminate as much paper as possible, it's going to save money and it's good for the environment and everything else. But I think the model of the student doing the teaching, having the devices and building a presentation and showing it, and because I think you learn something from teaching somebody else something.
Yeah.
And I think these devices in everybody's hands allows every student to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And they're all very tech savvy at this stuff. And
Yes.
I think they enjoy it. And then they get to teach their peers something, and I think everybody learns in the process.
We do a lot of presentations up in geography, and they love it because they're getting to become a little professional on a topic.
Sure.
So whether it be a country or a type of culture, I mean, we've had them present so many times, and they've become professionals with the Google Slides.
Yeah.
Like if there's something like, hey, I have a question, before I can even get over there, they figured it out.
Sure.
And so, yeah, I think that's awesome for our kids.
I think bringing in subject matter experts and things like that too, to talk about how they utilize technology in their jobs, so these kids see, you know, that this is applicable. This is like what people are doing with these devices right now. I think that's huge too, to help these kids see and really envision, you know, what they're doing and how that's going to impact the rest of their life.
Yeah. Awesome. Number 5. So as a learner, what type of professional development has been the most effective in your learning of technology?
My learning has been hands-on. I learn best hands-on. I know everybody learns a little differently. I know some people who just love to get the manuals and just to scour through them and read everything they can about it, but I'm a hands-on learner. So technical schooling has been really good for me, and just being able to get in there and mess with things and ask questions of the instructors and those kind of things. And I'm big in professional networking, so I try to stay in contact with the other K-12 tech directors around, and learn from each other and ask questions of each other, and I think that's huge. That's been one of the biggest things for me.
In my research, collaboration and hands-on experience has been 2 of the biggest things that I really found and pushed for. And so with this website I created, I made tutorials for like Google Apps and Haiku for my social studies department that I was a coach for. And so showing them those videos, like for Schneider, for example, I had him watch one on creating folders, and then he created the folders. And so that was cool for him to kind of see me do it, and then he can do it right there with me supporting him. And now he can do it on his own. And so I definitely think hands-on learning for every adult learner is a huge thing.
Well, I like that you said that too. Videos are a huge thing now. Too. I mean, that's something that's come about, the last, 10 years maybe since YouTube came around. And now if you want to learn how to do something, you just Google it and you'll find a video.
Of anything.
Of anything. And that's amazing. And it's cool that people are so willing to just kind of put together a video of what they know, and then somebody else can learn from it. And it's cool.
And I also like how some of my social studies people will go and try and find the video before coming to me. They'll say, I tried to find it, but I couldn't, I'm not sure I know exactly how to do it. And that's really shown me like they're understanding all that's out there with technology.
Sure. One of the probably most valuable things I took out of actually high school, I had a computer teacher who said, it is not about knowing everything. Instead, it's about knowing where to find the things you need to know. And I think that's a big shift for us, especially in the 21st century, in the information age, that there's no way we're going to be able to know as much stuff as we could find on Google. So knowing how to use the tools to find the information that you need, I think is huge for us, and that's probably one of the biggest things we need to teach our students.
That's a really great quote for my kids.
They'll
just Google like South America. I'm like, no, what do you want to know about South America? Refine your search, so that's huge. As a director of technology, is there a dream professional development experience for the Alton staff that you would like to see?
That's a great question, and as I was reviewing the questions beforehand, that's one I was kind of mulling over a little bit. I don't know if there is. I think what's funny is that technology changes so rapidly that it's hard to know what's going to be the thing a year from now. But I think a lot of that, I think if we could teach, it sounds funny, the teachers who are teaching our students how to do these things, if we could teach our teachers how to be better students of technology, that's probably the single biggest thing we could do. How to teach the teachers how to use Google and how to use YouTube, and maybe that's where we have the students teaching the teachers.
That'd be cool.
And I think that's probably where it would revolve around. It wouldn't be specific. It would be more, useful tools and helping. We do have a lot of teachers that they remember time before the internet. I remember the dial tone. I remember dial up. So. But we have a lot that were around long before then and taught long before then. So I think useful training on how to use technology, most effectively would be.
I read an article about a classroom that got its first computer over 22 years ago, and I can't even, I mean, I had to kind of step back and think, I need to apologize to some people here in my school because I've been like, it's Google, come make it, do it. And
Yeah.
there are people here who have been teaching for that long and probably remember the day they got their first computer in the
Yeah.
whole school.
Right.
And so I kind of, you know, technology comes so easily to me and to some others, but I really had to step back and think, you know, there has to be a better way of making them become learners, like you
Sure.
said.
Yeah.
And must be very hard for them. I've had to be a little
Yeah.
apologetic.
Understand
Yeah. What upcoming technology are you most excited about for education?
That's also another one of those I'm going to kind of throw in the same category of, you know, there's a lot of different things that are floating out there, but, you know, the flipped classrooms and things like that, and, you know, students becoming the teachers and a lot of things we just talked about, those are all really exciting. You know, do I think one-to-one is the end-all be-all? No, you know?
Yeah.
I think schools that don't have them can be just as effective and their students can learn just as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, is it one-to-one? No, probably not. I think it's a good step, you know, and, you know, all these kids have a phone in their pocket or something anyway that they can
Yeah.
do things on. So I think what will be very interesting to see, and might kind of answer the problem of how do you afford one-to-one devices, is the ability to tie in the device that every kid has in their pocket or at home, their laptop or their tablet or their phone or whatever, how to tie all those things together and be
Yeah.
able to use them productively at school in the
Yeah.
classroom. And that's, a lot of people are starting to toy with that now and develop procedures and policies for that, but that'll be huge. And
Yeah.
that'll allow some of the really low income schools and, you know, some of the areas that, you know, may not be able to afford devices to be able to really, you know, take advantage of what their students already have. And
Yeah.
so I think that could be a big thing. Yeah, it's hard to
That's
say.
definitely been something on my co-teacher's mind this year. We created social media for our classrooms
Sure.
so that we had students tweeting because we thought, you know, if they don't have internet on their Chromebook at home, they can maybe complete an assignment by just like tweeting something they noticed from the readings today.
Right.
And so it's something we've been toying with, definitely something we want to
That's a good idea.
continue to expand on because, like you said, every kid has a smartphone.
Right.
We've not come across one yet who doesn't.
Yeah.
We've used Remind to text kids and just really trying to, my goal was to try and create a dialogue and communication outside of 305.
Sure.
Because there are kids who have questions and kids who need answers after that time. And so I think it's been a success this year, but I have different ways I want to take it next year and more
Sure.
I want to do.
Yeah,
And
social
so-
media is a powerful tool. It's also
Yeah.
very dangerous.
Yes.
But again, I think that kind of explains all technology. Really.
Yeah.
Um,
And part of us has been communicating about using social media safely and productively.
Sure.
You know, we've said like we don't want to see your drama. Like we're posting this for educational,
Yeah.
and they've been very very good about that. And so
Yeah. And that's a big thing I think that's needed among students is the concept, and it's a big word right now, the digital citizenship. Learn how to be safe online and how to use the social media responsibly and how to protect yourself. And that's a big thing too. That goes along with all these devices and all the internet. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where do you see technology for the Alton district in 5 years?
Yeah, that's a hard question. You know, I'd obviously want to see it progress from where it is now. You know, we talk about it a lot with our one-to-one devices. We've got Chromebooks, and we talk about the next wave. And you know, who's to know if Chromebooks will be the thing
Yeah.
in 5 years? I think it's a good chance. You know, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all develops. And
Yeah.
I honestly think, and this might go back to another question you asked too. I think we'll start to see internet accessibility become almost a utility. Like you pay your power bill,
Yeah.
and with your power bill just comes public Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You know, you'll see maybe see an access point on every light pole type deal. So
Yeah.
I think those are the kind of things that we'll have to look out for. And I think that'll open up, you know, new levels for
More
how
doors, yeah.
how we utilize their technology.
Yeah.
So I don't know, you know, specifically in the school, you know, we'll continue using those devices as tools essentially for learning. But I think we'll see some of the biggest changes in accessibility
Yeah.
of the internet at home and really anywhere.
Yeah, and I know that's been a major thing, and in my class I've read about districts who provide internet for a whole town, but like in conversations I've had, we're such a broad town.
Yeah.
You know, we cover so much land space that I never really thought see how that could be possible, but I think as we continue to develop technology,
Sure.
that'd definitely be something that would be an awesome thing for us in many districts.
Yeah, and until then, we've looked at different mobile carriers have hotspot programs. So we're looking at developing systems now that we could help identify those who don't have internet access at home.
Yeah.
And maybe provide a very low cost hotspot.
Yeah.
That they would have to at least do their homework and to
Yeah.
get online with these new devices we've provided them. So those are things we're looking at. Again, I don't know where the technology wave is going to go, but I think
Yeah.
accessibility is going to be a big thing in the next 5
Awesome.
years. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it, and thanks, Mizzou.